Hello and welcome to the Policy Track and Field Complex here at St. John Fisher University in Rochester, New York. It's the 2023 Division III Outdoor Track and Field National Championship meet. Here we are on day 3 of 3. It's Championship Saturday.
Here we go. Mount Union on the top there in lane 7. Hands off first, but here comes Sam Blaskowski. Sam Blaskowski doing the work for Wisconsin lacrosse on the longest leg. Hands the baton off first. Lacrosse will have the advantage coming into the anchor leg. Luke Schroeder grabs baton, and here he goes. But here comes Rowan on the outside. Can Evan Corcoran of Rowan catch him? No, it's lacrosse, 4x1 champs. And they go under 40 seconds again in back.
There in the men's 1500, I expect we'll see something similar here, but we could also see Annika Urban just take it from the front.
A slight correction there for the Loris 4x1. They've actually won 4 in a row back in 2019 as well as the 1500 meters go off. And it looks like a Chicago runner out into the early lead as Maddie Kelly and Evelyn Battleson-Gunkel goes to the lead as well. And Vivian Kane there in second. Interesting tactics here. 2 pairs of sunglasses here in the early stages as Battleson-Gunkel maybe remembers what happened in the indoor mile, wants to get away from traffic, and is really pushing this field.
Yeah, she's got about a meter of a gap, and the field's responding pretty quickly here. I'm not sure if she's slowing it down or if the field is catching up because they don't want to give her that advantage.
Yeah, that next 5 from her is Kunkus from WashU, Aoife Dunn from WashU, Mandy Kelly, Chicago, Vivian Kane of NYU, and Annika Urban of Emory.
Yeah, the field pretty much all together here. Kunkus there in second. Annika Urban moving up onto her shoulder. She kind of ran her whole prelim in lane 2 as well, so she seems pretty comfortable just to tuck in there. Battleson-Gunkel still has about a meter lead here, but she's definitely not running away from this field. We have some congestion there in the middle of the pack.
And it's not like we're going through slow. They went through in 69 seconds, maybe 70 low there. So for the first 400. So they are pushing this pace a little bit. That's 440 for a mile. So they're going for it right now.
Gunkel continues to lead this field, but we are 2, sometimes even 3 across behind her. So some athletes just licking their chops, waiting for the right moment to go.
I like where Maddie Kelly is of UChicago on the outside there. She's in good position. She can watch how people make their moves, when to react, and is in good position to get out. She's not boxed in. We saw a great kick from her in that indoor 3K as well as the DMR. So watch for Maddie Kelly on the outside there to go with Annika Urban whenever she makes that move.
Yeah, it's kind of that fine balance of wanting the freedom to move by being on the outside and wanting to run the shortest line on the inside. But at this pace, it seems like they can kind of go either way, as we see on our screen now. Annika Urban moving up onto the shoulder, still not tucking into lane 1. We'll see if she goes around Gunkel here or just waits in the wings.
Yeah, we mentioned tactics come into play here. No tactics. They are keeping things honest here. 440 mile pace, so roughly in that mid to low 420s, which all but Annika Urban would be a PR for. You know, the next fastest time was 425. If we're in that 423 pace, you know, it's roughly an all PR for this field.
That pace will start to sink in a little bit on this lap as they turn the corner. They'll see 1 to go. They enter the straight for the penultimate time. When will Urban go? She's running in lane 2 on the shoulder of Battleson-Gunkel.
Annika Urban now to the slight lead with Maddie Kelly going with her. The 2 UChicago women. It's a battle of the UAA right now. Their conference is loaded as they have 5 women in the top 5 right now.
At the bell, Annika Urban moves into the lead. Slate's in there at the inside of lane 1.
But Aoife Dunn from WashU, we remember her being the indoor runner-up, but Annika Urban taking control right now. Annika Urban continues to move, but here comes Maddie Kelly getting up on her shoulder. The two Wash U women battling here. Look for Vivian Kane on the outside as well. Wash U, a little bump there. We'll see.
Still anybody's race. We've got 7 athletes in contention as they turn the corner to see 100 meters to go. Annika Urban maybe opens up about a meter of a gap.
Annika Urban set the stage early in this race, kind of let it, but here comes Maddie Kelly of U Chicago. Can she challenge the indoor champ? 50 meters to go. It's Annika Urban. Annika Urban is going to hold on from the indoor mile champ to the outdoor 1,500 meter champ in a blanket finish for the final All-American positions. Wow.
Annika Urban fielding a challenge there from Maddie Kelly, but responding again, had another gear for that last 50. She played her.
And they're off. Eric Gregory already eating up the stagger on Matt McBride, the #1 seed coming into this. The championship record's 45-29, held by Andrew Rock, but here comes Matt McBride kind of edging back into it, but Eric Gregory looking very strong through this first 200 meters or so. We'll see what the competition has for him, but his lead is increasing as they head around this final turn. He'll look down the home stretch. The finish line is waiting for him. The defending national champion looking strong. But what does Matt McBride from Mount Union have? Can Matt McBride run him down the final 10 meters? It's going to be Eric Gregory, defending national champion, breaking 46 seconds, becoming the 4th man in D3 history to break the time. He becomes the 3rd fastest runner in D3 history, over 400 meters, 45. But don't count out Kenadee Wayt. She was on that 4x1 already. She was her indoor 200-meter champion.
And we're away in this women's 400-meter final.
Kenadee Wayt out quick in lane 5, already eating up the stagger on the outside lanes. Let's see if she can hold on and put the pressure.
She's making up all the staggers.
Putting the pressure on Kayla Armstrong now. What can Alyssa Fodnauer do of Loris? But here comes Kayla Armstrong kind of making up the stagger on the outside lanes. We'll get a better idea once they come around this turn where things stand. But Kenadee Wayt, Kayla Armstrong, and Alyssa Fodnauer look to be 1, 2, 3 as we head down the home stretch. It's Kenadee Wayt, your 200-meter champion, pushing the defending national champion. But Kayla Armstrong reminds her why she's the defending national champion as they pull even with 25 meters to go. They're locking up. Can Fodnauer take it? But it's Kenadee Wayt at the line. Kenadee Wayt of Mount Union, 54-33. Wow, what a finish. Kayla Armstrong, 54-62.
Kenadee Wayt took that out just crazy fast. She made up every stagger. 54.33, your national champion. Kayla Armstrong pulling even with her on the home stretch. They were neck and neck. We'll go back to a replay here. Here they come, Armstrong pulling up onto Wayt's shoulder, and they'll go side by side for a few meters. It was totally up in the air, but in the waning meters of this race, Kenadee Wayt rallies to make up just a couple steps over Armstrong and take that national championship.
Getting caught and then having the strength and the perseverance to push a little bit harder in that final 50 meters when you know your legs are absolutely burning, to pull ahead to win her 2nd national title. Here's another turn. Here's another look at the final turn. As you see Kayla Armstrong pulling ahead, Alyssa Fodnauer in the background trying to catch them. Kayla Armstrong gets a slight advantage, but in the final 30 meters or so, Kenadee Wayt pulls ahead and stays ahead for the final 5 to take home her 2nd national title. And she'll be back later on in this for the 200-meter final as well.
And in first place with a winning time of 54.33 from Mount Union, Kenadee Wayt.
Hey, our top 10 scores for the women.
Welcome back to the Policini Track and Field Complex at St. John Fisher University in Rochester, New York. Kenadee Wayt just receives her 400-meter national champion trophy, raises them high as she takes down Kayla Armstrong, the defending national champion. We just saw a D3 record in the 100-meter dash on the women's side. Michelle Quaffo, 11:49. Lauren Jarrett broke Michelle Quaffo's record. Michelle Quaffo ran 11:62 to set the D3 record in the prelims. Her and Lauren Jarrett go under that record. So the number 1 and number 2 all-time in the 100, as you see Kenadee Wayt with her coach there. And here we are off. Blaskowski and Traore catch JP Vaught on the turn. Shek Traore turns for home with a slight advantage, but the 100-meter record holder is going to run him down. I don't think so. Shek Traore is going to run away from this field. Keep an eye on your clock. Shek Traore, your 200-meter national champion, sets a new D3 record. We just saw Kenadee Wayt win the 400. We saw her win the indoor 200. And they're off. Clean start as Lauren Jarrett makes up the stagger, but here comes Kenadee Wayt. We're going to have Lauren Jarrett, Kenadee Wayt coming down the home stretch, but don't cut out Keon Benjamin just yet. But Kenadee Wayt is flying down this home stretch, making it known that she's the indoor champ. But here comes Lauren Jarrett. Can Lauren Jarrett pass her on the last stretch? No! Kenadee Wayt, your 2023 outdoor 200-meter champion.
23.95 for Kenadee Wayt of Mount Union, and the wind is legal. Hands on her head. She can't believe it. She just won the 400, coming back with a championship in the 200. What an amazing championship here for Kenadee Wayt. Lauren Jarrett gave a spirited chase there, but ends up finishing second in 24.16. Kenadee Wayt looked amazing coming off that turn.
That was incredible, and shout out to Keon Benjamin. Moving on up, we're going to show the replay here in a little bit.
Jensen of SUNY Geneseo, who takes it home in 50.63. But for now, we're going to show you a replay of that women's 200. Kenadee Wayt is back on the track for the millionth time this weekend, and she is out hard in lane 3. She comes around the turn with a clear lead, and she would not relinquish it. It's Lauren Jarrett from Wisconsin La Crosse giving chase, but she would have to settle for second as Kenadee Wayt claims her second national championship of the weekend.
Woo. 3 titles for Kenadee Wayt this calendar year. Indoor 2, outdoor 4. A great double, a 2-4 double.
And she gets a chair. She was graciously handed a chair. She'll take a second to relax.
Well, she's got the 4x4 later on.
And in first place with a time of 23.95 from Mount Union, Kenadee Wayt.
Kenadee Wayt, your 200-meter champion, right there in the middle of your screen. She hoists that trophy over her head. Congratulations to her and Lauren Jarrett, Keon Benjamin finishing second and third in all of your 8 All-Americans in the women's 200-meter dash. In lane 4, the crew from Mount Union saw what just happened. Now they want their shot at glory. And we're underway in the women's 4x400-meter relay, the final event of these 2023 Outdoor National Championships. It's just been electric race after electric race, and the same thing seems to be happening here as Loris begins to make up the stagger, but on the outside, it's Rochester making up the stagger.
Yeah, it's Marion Edwards for Loris right now in the strong leadoff leg. Madeline O'Connell for Rochester looking very strong. Rochester won it indoors. Loris won it last year outdoors. But here comes Madison Miles of Mount Union. They just saw their men's team get a victory. We'll see what they can do. But Madeline O'Connell of Rochester looking very strong in lane 7. Loris knows they need to be ahead of Wash U, and Wash U will have some work to do as we head into exchange number 1.
Rochester will hand it off in the lead out there in lane 7. Loris closing very quickly in lane 5. It's going to be Gabby Noland.
Gabby Noland making it up quick, and will go straight to the lead as she has the inside advantage.
We saw her anchor the 4x100 championship team earlier, so we know she's quick. She's won the 100 and 200 before with 200 to go. Gabby Noland and Loris lead it over Rochester.
Loris reminding everyone why they are so good at the 4x400 meter relay. But watch for Wisconsin lacrosse, Emily Davidovich, as she moves around the outside. Megan Bell of Rochester in second still, as Gabby Noland will hand the baton off to Stevie Lamb for her final lap in a Loris uniform.
It's Loris, it's Rochester going 1-2 into the third lap.
Kristen Hardy of Rochester gets the baton and has her eyes on Stevie Lamb. Morgan Jennings of lacrosse goes right around Mount Union's Kennady Gibbins.
And she's clear into lane 1, but up front, Loris is in the lead, but it's being closed down quickly by Rochester.
An intense battle for the reigning outdoor champs and the indoor champs, showing why these two programs are great in the 4x4.
They're shoulder to shoulder. Loris comes out of the turn, still in the lead. Let's see if we can hold it to the exchange zone. That was a great challenge from Rochester. Loris holding on. 1 lap to go in the national championship. Loris Fadenhauer will get the baton in the lead. And here comes Rochester.
It's Fadenhauer versus Bonsbach. 2 strong 400-meter runners in their careers, both with experience in the anchor. Both were All-Americans today. Fadenhauer was 3rd, Bonsbach was 7th. But here comes the champ. Kenadee Wayt is running them down.
Bonsbach moving up now on Fadenhauer. She'd want to be a little bit closer with 200 to go. Fadenhauer has that inside lane.
But here comes Kenadee Wayt, and she is moving. No one is going to slow down Kenadee Wayt. Can she do what Matt McBride did? But it's Alyssa Fadenhauer for Loris. Susan Bonsbach. Can Kenadee Wayt catch them? I don't think she will. Alyssa Fadenhauer puts a statement on the field, running Loris to another 4x4 national title.
Bonsbach brings Rochester in for 2nd, and Kenadee Wayt brings Mount Union in for 3rd. In lane 5, it's Mount Union. And we're away clean. This time, the last event of these men's championships, the 4x400 meter relay.
Right in the middle of your track, CMS making up the stagger early. That's Christian Campbell. He's had a heck of a weekend in the 100 and the 200. But Wisconsin lacrosse making up the stagger. Same with Jared Storm of Mount Union, and Christian Campbell of CMS is right there as well. It's going to be an interesting first handoff here as they come down the home stretch.
Nebraska Wesleyan looking really good out here in lane 8. Mount Union and CMS kind of tied there for 2nd. Rowan moving up into the first exchange. Hold your breath.
Christian Campbell hands off first. They'll have a slight advantage due to being on the inside of Mount Union.
They're going to come around this turn. You'll see the cones on your screen now, and they'll break for lane 1. It's going to be CMS who hits it first with Mount Union in 2nd.
CMS has ran a great relay in the prelims, and they haven't gave up the lead since the prelim, basically. But here comes Mount Union.
Mount Union in 2nd, lacrosse in 3rd, Rowan in 4th, Nebraska Wesleyan in 5th. Here comes Mount Union looking to take the lead into the exchange, but CMS has one more gear. CMS will enter this next exchange in 1st.
A big leg by John Carroll from Garrett Clark to get them back in it. We mentioned they need some points to overtake Eau Claire as CMS and Mount Union battle it. But here comes Jameer Beasley out of Rowan.
Jameer Beasley moving from fourth up onto the shoulder of third. He'll try to get in there before the turn, but he won't. Lacrosse will hold him off into the turn. CMS continues to lead. Mount Union can't quite get around. CMS will enter the stretch for the penultimate time with the lead. Let's see who gets to the exchange first. Mount Union cannot close. They cannot close. They cannot close. Does CMS have what it takes? Rowan now moving into third. Jameer Beasley with a great leg. CMS will hand off in first.
Amari Conte of Rowan gets the baton, but so does Jamie Cockburn of Claremont Mud Scripps, but can Matt McBride hunt him down?
CMS's lead has only grown, but you can never be comfortable with Matt McBride in your rear view mirror.
Caden Pierce of Wisconsin Lacrosse trying to make some moves. Amara Conte of Rowan trying to come up to Matt McBride's shoulder, but it's going to be CMS. Jamie Cockburn of CMS holding things off.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Matt McBride of Mount Union storming down the home stretch, overtaking CMS. It's going to be Mount Union. Matt McBride, holy 3:07.24. What a race for Matt McBride and the 4x4. The record is 3:07.42 all time. We have a new D3 record, a new championship record, 3:07.24.
Matt McBride, I'm looking for a split on him, a 45-7 split for Matt McBride.
45-7 for Matt McBride. Wow, a new D3 record.
What a run from Matt McBride. CMS looked to have it locked up with 200 to go. Mount Union takes it. CMS in second. Rowan rounds out the podium in third. Lacrosse fourth. Carroll fifth. Bethel sixth. Nebraska Wesleyan seventh. SUNY Cortland, a.k.a. Cortland State, in eighth.
Matt McBride putting his team on his back there. A great last 100 meters. Let's take a look at this. Look how much distance he made up. Not only does he make up this distance to win the national meet, but he does it in a D3 record. The relay team of Mount Union claiming 4x4U. Wow.
45-7-8 for Matt McBride's final 400. That looks to be the fastest split in the field, just doing a quick glance there, but you saw that gap he had at 200 to go, and he closed down on CMS so fast. Congratulations to that CMS squad. They held the lead just until the very end, but Mount Union takes it.
So now from the team standpoint, we mentioned Rowan finishes third, so they'll get 6 points. So they will move up to 39 points, and John Carroll finished fifth, so they will get 4 points. They'll tie. So Rowan and John Carroll will tie with 39 points. They will tie for third. Wow.
Wow, an absolutely electric men's 4x4 there. You still see the Mount Union athletes celebrating on the infield. Just a shocking last 200 from Matt McBride, your champion.
And in first place with a time of 3:07.24, Mount Union.